and we're going to be recording this. So say hello to YouTube, by the way. So we are watching. So first things first, we are watching an analog horror called Lunch and Cleaning by Risa Munir. And here, I'll just pop the link into both chats. The description of this is nothing. Okay. Let's watch. Crank it. Loving the VHS effects. Is that a Minecraft tattoo? Let's go. What is that? Look, buddy, I think you need more than that sponge. Cool. I liked it. That was actually that was really nice and short and sweet, wasn't it? Bro is cleaning. um, yeah, it took a sec. But that was nice. That was good. Um, that reminded me of. Did you guys see the It remake in the first one when all the blood comes pouring out the sink and it like covers the entire bathroom? That's what that reminded me of. And it's like that must be I don't know how hard it is to clean blood. I imagine it's pretty hard though. Bro's so bad at cleaning. Yeah, look, he's just his tummy's full after a big meal, so cut him some slack, right? It is at his period. Arm angle felt unnatural in a strange way. It kind of did, and it's probably just from the camera, right? It was nice and simple. I liked it. I think you could, if I'm going to nitpick here, that's what I do when I react. I nitpick. Sorry, guys. Is I'll probably I don't like the voiceover here, but other than that, yeah, I liked it. Good. Hey, going right? How you doing? The date of 2024 really bothers me. Really? Why? Oh, the cleaning is before the eating. Deepest lore. We're figuring it out, bros. We're getting through it. Love your Wii design. Thank you. Okay. Okay, that was the first one. That was Lunch and Cleaning by Risa Munir. And of course, the link was in there. And for YouTubers, the link will be in the description. Where have you been all this time? Is it true that you were sick? No, not sick. I was having internet issues and just been really busy. I have a relative who's really sick at the moment. Terminally sick, unfortunately. So that's not going to get better anytime soon. Hang on, that can't be right. Looks like Topoki. What's Topoki? Sorry to hear that. Yeah, thanks, guys. It is what it is, right? Okay. So next one is here's the next video. Okay, this one's a bit longer. All right. So okay, no description, no description. This one's called Something in the Fire _ Calliope by Skybird. You were touching grass? I was a bit. So this one does go for a bit longer. This digi-journal belongs to... Okay, let's go. Tori Colton. Okay. December 25th, 2008. Just got that thing. It's supposed to be a digital journal with a camera and stuff. I heard they were popular in the 80s or 90s, but they're not made anymore. Somehow Gail was able to find one unused in a thrift store. I'll probably forget about it, but I know I'll find a use for it eventually. Thanks, Gail. Thank you, Gail. I know I literally haven't said anything here, so I'll explain. I did in fact forget about this thing. This is like a year later, isn't it? But now I'm working on a short film with my friends Calliope, JB, Aya, and Gail. Hang on a second. Sorry. I figured this would be good for track our progress. Because, yeah, it was like 2019. It's a bit of a gap. So almost a year gap. Yeah. Remember in the Art of Gas, I don't use this channel ever, so I don't know where these recommendations are coming from. Remember those commercials? They were aimed at girls, mainly had lots of weird anti-little brother security measures. A digi-journal. Hang on, let's hide this for a second. We're going to look that up. Digi journal. Oh, they're a real thing? Are they? Well, it's not called a digi journal. Not spelled that way. Let's see. Digi journal? I think I know what the thing you're talking about, but I don't know what it was called. Big plastic block with a camera inside. Okay. Like I know the... Let's try 80s. No, nothing. I do know what you're talking about. But yeah, can't find it. Oh well. Let's keep watching. Okay. I just started working on getting some reference photos today and it went pretty well. We found some good stuff for the doll character, even if it's just possibly key points and collages. I can't wait for our next meeting, Catface. Catface in the year 2019. Yeah, that tracks. VTech Kitty Secrets. Okay, let's look this up. VTech Kitty Secrets. Come on, let me copy. There we go. Kitties. Yes. Yeah, so these sort of things, right? This one's even got the camera on the front, yeah. Kitty Secrets selfie music. This one must be a relatively new one if it's got selfie in the name, right? Oh god, this one's like a safe. What's going on here? Yeah, so, or more like this one, I suppose. Can we see it? Can I get out of the way? I can't bend back that far. I can, the model can't. Look at this. This is like a little brother breaking into it. We don't want that. Get out of here. Get out. Okay, yeah, memories. Set a secret code. This sounds cool. Okay, let's keep watching. Let's move that back a bit. Jason, get out of my VTech. I really want to try the recording feature on this thing, but it's glitchy and the audio never saves. Let me get my YouTuber voice. It doesn't end up the same. At least it has a cool feature where it'll recognize the person's voice, and you can set that voice to a name in the audio captions, but I think it'll only use it if necessary. I'll try and read along next time. This is a perennial issue. This is always the issue with analog horror. Whenever you've got like big dialogue dumps like this, it's like, am I reading? Like if you're reading it out loud, you're always too fast or too slow. And if you're just reading it in and watching it, you're always going to be way faster than the actual thing. So it's, we'll see how the rest of this goes. Oh, is this all dialogue? Bros, this is an audiobook. The best thing to do is just to do really short sections like this, you know, in general. It's a creepypasta. Exactly. It is a creepypasta in video format, isn't it? We finally started working on what we want the plot to be. I love where we're going with it. It's going to be science, but like also magical. We still need to do a lot more research and a lot more brainstorming, but it's going to be so much fun working with them. What's the name of the series? So this one is, oh, did I not link it? Here, it's, this one is Something in the Fire _ Calliope. Calliope, I suppose. So this is part of the Crypt Film Fest. Crypt Film Fest, one of the finalists, or one of the winners of the popular vote. And so now we're doing reactions. So we also found our little studio. We were originally only going to use the abandoned museum at the edge of town as reference, but it ended up having a lot of useful stuff for us. There are a few rooms that are either locked or blocked off, but we're just here to hide out and brainstorm in an environment that makes it easier, smiley face. We got stuff done, but not as much. Calliope wasn't in a good... Hang on, this is a few years forward, isn't it? This is three years later? Yeah, look. It goes from November 14th, 2019 to November 13th, 2021. We're jumping ahead a bit. I think that's intentional. Yeah, the other years. So these other ones jump ahead forward too. Okay. Calliope wasn't in a good mood. I get worried about her often. I tell her that her worries are valid, and I know it's hard for her, but I wish she would at least let us help her. At least she seems happier when we're all hanging out. We finished a final copy of the script today. I'm really excited to start working on further parts now. Everything was going fine. We were having fun. I hadn't shown up to the meeting due to the fact I wasn't feeling well. My father told me it was divine interference, but thinking of it that way makes it feel like my friends deserved it and I somehow didn't. I know that's not true. Everyone survived, and while they're all in bad shape, the one I'm most worried about is Calliope. She's always been kind of self-conscious about nearly everything about herself, but now she won't even let any of us see/visit her. Maybe she won't even talk to me either. Maybe she's mad at me or something. Ooh, I guess there was a fire and she didn't show up. Turns out it's not just me. She won't talk to anyone at all, not even her family. Apparently she texted Aya that she wasn't mad at us, she just needed some time to fix herself, and that someone is helping her with that. According to Aya, she stopped replying after that. I'm still worried about her, but it can't be that bad, right? Aya's making a fast recovery, thankfully. She got the least of the fire. JB and Gail are also fine, but they'll take a lot longer to recover. I'll be visiting them often. There was something in the fire. I don't know what. No one does. But there was something. Oh, hang on. No. What's this? Burning... Is it this? I don't know. Finally, we got something. 3 minutes in. 3 minutes in, we got something. JB accidentally got this during the fire. None of us know what it is. What's your emergency? I don't know. Why it's here? It's something. Her. What's it? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it took my friend. I hear her. She's in there. Where are you? Hello? Are you still there? I need to work on my voice acting, I think. I think it found me. Beep, 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 beep. Aya called me at around 3 AM this morning. Apparently Gail had told her that he was going back to that old museum where we used to work our project to see what JB had recorded when the fire had started. Concerned for his safety, the two of us decided to go after him. Normally we would have told JB about this, but he's still in the hospital. We didn't want to make him stress even more if nothing serious ended up happening. When we made it, it made sure the fire seemed so little. Wait, what? It made the fire seem so little. Sure, it was noticeable that the event had happened, yet it seemed to get less of the museum than I thought it did. As we got closer and closer to the main room, a strong, disgusting smell contradicted the unusual cleanliness. Wish I had turned back there. Wish I could have backed out to throw up or something, but instead of seeing what I saw, But no, Aya and I kept walking until we saw him. Or what was left of him. Oh. Oh. He's got no face. Good lord. That's cool. That's a cool image. The police arrived soon after. They asked us a few questions. We told them all we knew, but we knew so little we doubted it would help. Apparently Gale called them. Won't be naming them so they won't get in trouble, but one of the officers told us something that he said it did something to her. Hang on, what? Told us that he said it did something to her. Oh, they're talking about Calliope. So whatever it is, because it was messing with Calliope, right? Yeah. I had to tell JB what happened. He said it's his fault. He said that if he hadn't showed us that video, Gale wouldn't have wanted to go back. I know that's not true, and I told him that, but he didn't believe me. We were trying to contact Calliope again, or at least see if any of her messages could lead to where she is. Nothing. But we did find a message from Gale that Aya hadn't read yet. Aya? Aya? Check the basement while she's gone. Apparently, a lot of people had been going missing lately and then found dead later. The way they're found. Oh, let's go! All of them were found with their throats ripped out. I'm worried that Calliope might be one of them. Because I know, for a fact, it can't be her. She wouldn't do it. And even if she did, it wouldn't be her in control. That was awesome! That was awesome! I love that. Do that again. Let's do that again. Where was that? Where did that start? Awesome. That was great. That was so good. That's a great scene. I love that. Just boom, 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 boom. Great pace. Great pace. The rest of the pacing hasn't been great so far, but we'll watch to the end before we make any judgments, huh? Gao's funeral was today. I still can't believe he's gone. To be honest, I'm jealous of everyone else who didn't have to see him like that. I never thought I'd say this, but I wish I'd been a coward. I wish I could say I know what's going on, but I don't. None of us do. None of us know where Calliope is or if she's even still alive. No one knows who killed Gale and did that to him. It feels like everything is falling apart. The town we live in wasn't particularly quiet, but nothing is too bad ever happened until the fire. And for some reason, that fire seemed to spark some sort of domino effect. Just want things to be normal again. And despite that, I can't try to move on. I want to know the reasons for all this. How it happened. No. I need to know. Only more people are being found, like how I mentioned previously. And more people have caught images of the perpetrator. When it first happened, they were calling them the throat ripper, but now they're being called the voice stealer. Too, based on rumours they have something there. And now they're being called the voice stealer, too, based on some rumors that they have somehow been able to use the voices of the people they kill. Oh, now we're going. I don't want to believe, but every interview I've seen, the witnesses look like they're telling the truth. Every single one of them, confused and afraid. While I don't believe it's someone actually being able to switch out voices, I do believe they were able to use recordings or something. I'm just curious about everything. I tried not to even consider it, but I couldn't help it. I looked more into it, rather than just observing surface level information, and it turns out there was more noted about voice stealers' behaviour than I thought. Apparently a lot of people who witnessed them or were just in the general area reported a multitude of strange behaviours, one of them being sounding or moving like they're in constant pain. Interesting. But one stuck out to me, one that only served to severely concern me yet pique my interest. When not trying to lure someone, they seem to talk in multiple of the voices they've stolen, as if they were desperately trying to find their original voice, while most people either couldn't remember what they said or couldn't make it out in the first place. I was able to find someone who did. While on more professional interviews, this person wasn't talked too much, or another interview set up by someone I found called the Digger, who's known for trying to help people from cases that aren't being looked into as much as they believe they should be. They talked about what they said. Her name's June. She said it started with her stumbling in on the voice stealer crying as they seemingly gagged on their current victim. Which reminds me that I forgot to mention that the voice stealer only uses a victim's voice after they consume their vocal cords, but I have no idea how this works. If you ask me, I don't think it's supernatural. Anyways, I'll probably get to that later. Eventually, the voice stealer spotted June, but instead of attacking her, they said it seemed to force itself to talk to her instead. She said they apologized to her, to everyone. That they said they couldn't help it, but most importantly, they wanted to stop and end their suffering, but she wouldn't let them. June asked who, and the answer they got was, the one who made me like this. So the multiple layers of monsters going. Okay. The one I met in the fire. The one who told me she'd fix me. Who? How? I'll find who did this. I have to go back. I need to know what's going on. No one else has found out what we need to know. Whoa, hang on. No. You're not doing that. This is a cool. Oh, that's interesting. No one else. Okay, let's read through the normal one, right? No one else has found out what we need to know. No one else has found out why or how this is happening. But what if they're just looking in the wrong place? Why did Gale say to look in the basement? Did he meet whoever the voice stealer talked about? And then no one else has found out what I need to know. Did he meet whoever the throat ripper talked about? Why is that different, I wonder? It's not highlighted. Interesting. This is I like this idea for a monster. I think that's great for kind of, because doppelgangers are really infused throughout analog horror, mostly because of Mandela catalog. But this is a really interesting way of doing it, actually stealing someone's voice and murdering them and then using that to lure other victims. Great idea. I'm going to go now. I know this is a dumb idea, but I can't take it any longer. I'll record anything and it'll automatically go here, so even if I die too, at least I'll be helping. Let's go. Okay. Oh shit, is this a video? Oh, let's go. Tori? Calliope, is that you? I can't. No, we're not doing that. Oh, it was just multiple voices. Okay. Can't talk right now. Please come out. We miss you. We're worried about you. I just want to know you're okay. Are you? Door creaks. She's coming. Go. Who? I showed the recording to Aya and JB. We all agreed it must have been Calliope. I know the audio didn't save and the quality was horrible, but those captions caught it. It had to be her. And that's the thing with analog horror too, is just going back to that discussion about AI voices. Often you can just have the subtitles there, and that often works really well. Like that was fine, you know. That wasn't like that didn't detract from it. Having bad voice acting would have detracted from it. Having good voice acting elevates it, but having captions often works really well in analog horror. So that was a great scene. That was a really good scene. There's been no news for a while. I've been busy and going back seemed too reckless, but I got a letter from her. Hi Tori, I'm sorry. I miss you. I don't want to keep hiding anymore. I don't want to go. Wait, I don't want to at least. I want to at least try to talk to you, to anyone. Meet me at the museum tomorrow, 10 p.m. I'll see you there. That's terrifying. You know she's a throat-stealing monster. Why would you do that? Sorry, that's not a criticism of this one specifically. That's all horror. All horror protagonists make dumb decisions. That's assuming she's actually going to do it. We don't know yet. I'm about to go right now. Of course she is. Let's go. Let's go get murdered, bros. Let's do it. Oh, shit. Oh, that's awesome. Ooh. Hang on. Hang on. We're gonna rewatch that. So that's her there, right? She takes off her jaw, switches it out for a different one, and stitches it on. That's awesome. So I guess so she can attack, and then the person manages to get out and close the door. That was cool. I like this this monster. This is a great monster idea and design. I really like it. She's dead. You want to know what happened after the battery on this thing went out? I had to watch her bash her head in as I tried to find a way to unlock the door. She bashed her own head in. I guess she was attacking her friend. Wouldn't it be a great plot twist if you realized you're a doppelganger, but you think that was your memories, you think you're a victim? That'd be interesting. Bro got influenced by the market dead face. Yeah. I just want to know how to stop this. How could I have stopped this? Who do they need to stop? Who did this? I heard the police say something about her doing it to herself, but I know that's not true. She wouldn't. She couldn't. She was the queasiest person I knew. She wouldn't have been able to do this, whatever was done to her. She even said it wasn't her in that interview, but they don't believe that it's reliable enough to even consider. Not only that, she wouldn't even have been able to do anything that she was seen doing, at least not normally. Thankfully though, the officer that pulled me aside believed me. Well, the second one. No, you... Come on. I'm not sure why I was talked to twice, especially with the second one being a while later, but in all honesty, I'm just glad someone looked like they believed me. So there's a fake police officer too? Interesting. As much as I wanted to wait for the police to do so, I had to talk about it to everyone else. My parents, my friends, her friends. I didn't want anyone else to see the video for those who didn't absolutely need to, but Aya and JB were persistent. I knew they underestimated it. I saw their faces shift from shock and despair to fear. I told them everything I knew. I told them what she said. I told them what I saw when this thing ran out of battery. They believed me. They didn't seem to just say they did it out of pity, thankfully. But it's not like I expected them to. Although, I think showing this to JB and giving him more details has only made him feel like it's his fault even more. Not just Gail's death, but the fact I was curious enough to avoid any suspicions about that letter. That's true. Was it her? It may have been the thing puppeteering her and then forcing her to kill her friend is probably what happened, I think. I don't know what he'll do, but I think he's planning on something. I tried to tell him that he should focus on recovering, but I think that's the last thing on his mind right now. That's right, because he got burned really badly, didn't he? I don't want him to end up like her. I don't want anyone to end up like her. Is that the end? That's the end. Okay. There we go. Oh, hang on, stop. There we go. Where was that first image again? Can we get a glimpse in there? No, it was like around here somewhere. Finished a fun copy of the script today. So it's around here. Was it? Oh yeah, here we go. Wait, no? Too far. There it is, okay. Can we... Is it this thing? Or is it this thing? I don't know, it's too hard to tell anyway. Look, I like that. Has some issues, but I really liked, in particular, where was it? Was it this segment? If I can find it. This segment, awesome. Really love this segment, how fast paced it was. Boom, 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 boom. Just enough time to read it and then just enough time to get the idea of what's happening next. Great. Some people don't like drawings in analog horror, but I think all things considered, realistic style photoshops tend to be a little better for analog horror, but once you get below that, anything's game, right? Who cares? Just do a drawing, it's fine. You get the idea, right? And I think this is good. Especially when the animated sections, that were awesome. I love that. That must have been so hard to do too. Must have taken so much time to do an animation like this. Even though they're all fairly short, I suppose. Was it this one? No, it was this one. This one was awesome. That was great. So creepy. I loved that. That was so good. Stitching the jaw on, awesome. Awesome. Absolutely love that. So, more of that. Honestly, you could just change the ratio. So if I was to remake this one, keep the art animations, that other section I mentioned, awesome, and just really heavily condense all of the text, heavily condense it, right? And you can do stuff like, if you talk about going and doing a script, you could just have a picture of like a script and maybe some like, I don't know what a kids drink. Like, I'm not sure exactly how old these people are. So maybe like cans of drink just sitting, and like it's like a photo of a table or like a drawing of a table, right? And it's just there, right? And it's like, we worked on the script today, tee picture. And that, and like a couple of different like pictures like that, instead of having, 5 or 6 screens of text, that condenses it down to just one, a picture of, or, a picture in quotation marks of like outside of the museum, like, hey, we found this cool place to do some work. We're going to work in there for now. Done. And that's a big problem with analog horror is people tell and not show enough, and it's hard to, because again, all these people are amateurs. They have a budget of $0. It's just their time and what they can do. Um, so we do cut them a bit of slack, and you can get some creepy stuff out of that. But you also can't do, out of a 12-minute video, you can't have, 11 and a half minutes being just text on a screen, because it's just not that interesting. Even if because it is just a creepypasta at that point, isn't it? And I did like the monster. Like, I liked what was happening. Like, I liked the monster. I like how it worked, like stealing the voices and reusing them. Not like the craziest idea out there, but really solid. And I absolutely love the animations. Love switching the jaw out and putting that back on. That was awesome. So definitely a lot of potential here for sure. And just needs a bit of refining, right? Has this person done other things? Let's see. So this is Skybird, and they've done some other animation stuff a while ago. But no, that was cool. Yeah. Hang on, there's something else I wanted to say. Let's give that an update. 11 minutes of just text. People don't read this text. In a video. Look. I read a lot. I read every day, right? So I'm not afraid of reading, but when it's a video, it's like, well, you're making a video. You're not making a slideshow. You're making a video. You're not making a creepypasta, So you got to play to your strengths. And this would be a fine creepypasta, right? I got no problems with that. But we're doing a video. That's the thing. So you got to lean into the strengths of that. And the parts when they did, it was really good. Like, I really love that. That ironically, that really quick slideshow section, that was really good, and the animations were great. Just more of that and less text, and that's simple. But no, there's definitely some real gems in there. So use accessibility and text voice and read those messages these days. That would have been so annoying. Could you imagine if this entire thing was like text to voice? Like, Microsoft Sam? This would be unwatchable. You can have, so like, I'm not saying that you can't have any just plain text sections on screen. Of course you can. But you do it for like 30 seconds, right? And that's it. But no, there was some what I liked in this, I really liked. What I didn't like, I really didn't like. It's so funny. Okay, so the next one we are watching is called Deer in Your Area. Let's make that bigger. Oh, don't do that. Wrong button. This button. Is this lined up properly? Yes, it is. Okay, so this one's called Deer in Your Area, and here I'll just link that in chat by Edward Taylor. And the description of this one reads, this episode first aired on local access television 10.1, WPDN TV in Powhatan County, Virginia, at 10:30 p.m. on December 6th, 1984. All right, so we've got... we're going back to the classics, huh? Let's give this an upvote too. AI slut voice would be horrible. So I like Microsoft Sam voice, but you've got to be so careful in using it, I tell you. So careful. I think one that used those sort of old text-to-speech ones that used it really well was one that also had a whole bunch of voice actors. The one that was like it had animatronics, but it wasn't Freddy Fazbear's. Oh, I'm forgetting. I've forgotten all the names of these. The YouTube Shorts voice, yeah, that black dude's voice. It's so in every single YouTube short ever. It's so funny. Could you imagine doing an analog horror with that guy's voice in it? That'd be so funny, man. What was it called? Hang on, give me a sec. Let me look this up. Animatronic. Walton Files. Yes, thank you. Walton Files. Thank you, email lover. You nailed it. Yes, Walton Files was one of those ones that used. Actually, that was one of those ones that used drawings as well, and like animations. Like it was like really similar style to this one here. And I'm sure this person was probably inspired by them because there's similar vibe in the animations there. Like if you told me this was from Walton Files, I would probably believe it because it's similar sort of style in the face there. Not that that's a bad thing, not at all. But yeah, Walton Files had some really, even though it was like really, really stylized drawing, had some really terrifying moments that were really, really creepy moments. Really, really good voice acting, but also really careful when to use it. And I think they used some text to speech in some small sections, like when the animatronics were speaking. I think it's been a minute since I watched it though. So, Evil Kitty analog. Can we get like Hello Kitty analog horror? That'd be so funny. You'd get sued into the ground so fast, though, wouldn't you? You'd have to be so careful with a massive thing like that. So like or like Nintendo analog horror. That'd be so fun. Could you do? Well, that's like Pokemon analog horror, isn't it? People do that, and they don't get sued. Well, you probably get away with it. You could probably get away with it. Yeah, okay. We'd like to see more art. Overall story is interesting. Yeah, exactly. That's basically what it is, right? Just a bit of balance. And this may genuinely have been, and that's the thing, right? This is a contest for people who don't usually make analog horror. So this may genuinely be the very first analog horror this person has ever made, right? And so I'm trying to give criticism from my perspective as someone who's seen a lot of it to say like, this is what the more engaging series do is they have different balance of text and animation and whatnot. Selling sand for $12 a grain anyone? Yeah, sure, why not? People are making analog horror from rappers these days on TikTok. Really? They should do an analog horror about Kanye's latest album. I don't think you'd actually be able to put that on YouTube. Let's not get into that. Okay. So this one is called Deer in Your Area. Did he analog horror? Oh Lord. No, that's terrifying. It doesn't even need to be analog horror. Molten Fire is really well made. It's so crazy because it's really hard for FNAF analog horror to have their own identity, and Molten Files managed to get it right. Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with just being Five Nights at Freddy's analog horror. There are some good series that just do that, right? But Walton Files, at first, you're like, oh, like it's a FNAF knockoff, right? I'm not that interested. Then you watch it, it's like, oh no, it obviously takes a lot of notes from FNAF, but it's still really, really good in its own right. So, okay, Deer in Your Area. This one is 6 minutes long. Should we put on captions? We'll see. You look like the Guardian from Samurai Jack. Hang on. I need to look this up. Samurai Jack Guardian. Oh, you're true. This is literally me, guys. Look at this. This is literally me. Literally me. Hang on. Let me just move this over so we can see it. That's actually me. That's so cool. Can I look directly at the screen? Can I just say I was pretty disappointed in the new season. I think everybody was. How it kind of petered out a bit there, But that's not exactly a hot take, is it? Okay. Let's go. Deer in Your Area by Edward Taylor. Hang on. Oh no, buddy. Sorry.
Virginia Forest.
A whole bunch of your sound is out of a single ear. This happens sometimes when you get I know this from personal experience. When you get sound effects from some online places, it will just be mono and it'll only come through one side, usually the left side, right? Um, and you've got to go into whatever your software is. You'll usually have an option for fixing that. It can be a little messing around. In DaVinci, it's a little bit of a mess around, but yeah, you've got to. Whoops. Okay. So 1 point off for technical issues, unless it's intentional. We'll find out. We'll find out if it's intentional. Maybe it is. WPDN TV. Up next, here in your area. Oh, okay. Also, I just like to point out what you can do. What this is a technique that filmmakers do that I don't that a lot of analog horror people don't use, is that when you've got static, right? So you got the static noise playing, right? What you can do is you play the noise, and then after a short time you lower it down very slowly. The brain still hears it, but it's not as loud and annoying, right? So like they do that in films when there's TV static, or say they're in like a helicopter. When the scene starts, the chopper is really loud and they're like yelling at each other. But then after a couple of seconds, the background noise lowers, so it's actually you can actually hear what's going on properly, but your brain still recognizes it and doesn't seem that bad. So actually check this out, right? I actually do this. You can do it with visual tricks too. So watch this closely, right? Ready? See the static on the screen? You watching it? You watching it? And it fades away. See? See, the reason I do that is because I want the static on the screen for the visual effect, but static chews through bitrate and actually like it makes it it takes bigger file size and it makes it harder for it to stream and whatnot. So you can't actually have a lot of static on the screen. Anyway, that's just a visual version of that audio trick. Yeah, you can just do that. You can just do that. I think that's why I think it's worth looking at like filmmaking techniques whenever you're doing anything on YouTube, because they're related fields, right? Could you just straight up drop a film on YouTube and it would work? Maybe, but YouTube is a bit of a different field, but you can still borrow a lot from there, right? Anyway, let's keep watching. I just wanted to note that. I just like pointing stuff out like that out. Deer in your area.
The deer is one of the most beautiful species of animal residing in
I'm not laughing. It's not bad, but it's just so funny. We had that like 10-minute discussion about people using Microsoft Sam voices, and then and then this next video does it. Oh no, it's not bad. It's just funny. Okay, let's keep going.
our forests. Not all deer are the same. Today, we will identify the differences between 3 deer types commonly found in Virginia forests. The white-tailed deer, or Docloilus virginianus. The most common deer type in Virginia, these graceful creatures are characterized by their reddish-brown fur and white underside. There are often numerous white patches on the sides of the face and sometimes along the side of the body. This is what they sound like.
Okay, so that came out the right side. So maybe it is intentional.
In the winter, the white-tailed deer gather in
Stephen Hawking, it kind of is, isn't it?
which then break up in the spring. These deer are active throughout the day. In more developed areas, they are more active at night.
Okay. We're learning a lot about deer today. This is good. I'm enjoying this.
The fallow
Canito
deer,
pet,
or
yeah.
Gamma.
That's true. It is soothing though. I'm enjoying this.
Fallow deer have two different coats, one for summer months and one for winter months.
Okay.
Their summer coats are short and shiny. It also has a pale chestnut brown color with white and cream colored spots.
Okay. Beautiful, aren't they?
Their winter coat is longer and has a more drab color. The spots disappear and the chestnut color darkens significantly.
Okay. That must be like an evolution thing which helps them hide in the snow or
Antlers
something.
are much flatter than the white-tailed deers and are much closer to the caribous.
Stephen Hawking, if he a hunter.
This is what they sound like.
The deer has a black bar covering its eyes. I'll lose it. I hope so.
Fallow deer tend to live in small herds, with the males being separate from the females and young.
Really big antlers though, aren't they?
These deer feed at dawn and dusk, while resting for the rest of the day.
Oh, what a life, huh? Just hanging out with the boys and eating breakfast and dinner and just chilling out for the rest of the day. That sounds pretty sick. The music stopped.
Greenos. Defuncti serverum.
Defuncti serverum means like failed... I don't know. Hang on. Let's go back. Living inside. Oh, let's go. Oh, that's a nice. I like that shot. That's a good shot. Living inside of our corpses. That's good. That's good. We have unique footage. Let's go.
They look like deer. They are not deer.
Okay, I'm liking the voice now. Wasn't sold on it at first, but it sounds good here.
Distorted faces.
Destroy their faces. I'm actually getting kind of scared. Because I know it's going to jump scare. It's going to be really loud. Because the other things were really loud.
Carnivores.
Hang on, they're carnivores. Okay, that's terrifying. Oh, what is that? This is actually getting me. It's working.
You cannot escape.
Okay. The end. Yeah, that transition was funny. Right, so what do we think, guys? Do you like it? Deer in Your Area, presented by WPDN TV. On the images of deer. Okay. Something right at the end. Is it like on the last frame? That's a good idea, but it's just hard to do on YouTube because sometimes YouTube just says, "Oh, we're on the last frame. Next video." Come on. No. Okay. Guess there isn't then. Does it say that they take? Yeah, there's something there, like right at the very end. Yeah, you can't really do that. That's I wouldn't deduct points for that because that's not something you would know unless you watched a shitload of these videos, right? They take us all. That's cool. All right. So what do you think? Pretty good. Need more visuals. Always appreciate real life footage in these analog horror shorts. The deer is from that one Mortis ending. Goated. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It's not. There's not much originality there because that's really similar to that one with like the spider people. You know. Don't understand why the last clip was just filming the ground. So that would have been okay if you would do like a quick turnaround, right? And then you would just have like something edited in there when he does one of these quick turnarounds, and then you just snap away really quickly again, and that would have made it better.
You cannot escape.
So maybe there's a turnaround here somewhere. Because there's nothing, it feels like a little. So like maybe there's something edited in there, right? Doing there's a word for that. What's the word for that when you put something in there like that into a video? Composition, is that it? Something like that. Compositing, that's it. It can be hard to do compositing, so you could just have like visual glitches, and then it glitches, and there's a still frame there, and then it glitches again, and then he runs away, right? You can fake it. You can get around it. Because there's nothing, it feels a little disappointing. I liked most of it. Again, not super original because it's really similar to that. What's that one? Yeah, it needs like a final spook. Needs a release for the tension, right? And that the thing coming closer and going like brr, brr, is supposed to be that, but it's not quite enough. Would have liked to see more of the living inside our corpses. Exactly. That I liked that. I did like that. What does that mean? Hang on. What does that mean? Defuncti servorum. Let's go translate. Was it like a false birth or something? Defuncti servorum. Oh, dead deer. Oh, that's what that means. Okay, it means literally a dead deer. Okay. Okay, so it's like an undead deer kind of thing that lives inside. Lives inside people's corpses. Yeah, it's fun. Oops. Oh, is there? No, they're auto-generated captions. Okay. What is that one series? What's it called again? With like the analog horror spider things, red flesh. This is not going to pull anything up, is it? It's not Gemini. Is it Vitacanus? No, it's not Vitacanus. It's what's the one where they like walk into the room and there's like the person who's like turned into like all the red string and then the eye moves? What's the analog horror? You know, I'm gonna have to use Grok for this because Google search is gonna be awful. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? Because it's like the spider things in that one that are like taking over. What's the analog horror where there's a shot of a person with no skin and red tendrils and the eye looks at the viewer? It's gonna pull up. What? There's no possible matches. Is it Gemini? Oh, it is Gemini. It's Woodcrawlers. Yeah. It's Woodcrawlers. Oh, it is Gemini. I'm just an idiot then. Never mind. Gemini wood crawlers. No? If I could spell wood crawlers, that would probably help. Gemini and the end of the world. Where is it? We've got the next bow video of it. Let's see. Yeah, here. So it's really similar to this one. Really similar, you know. We've got the creepy stuff right. Really cool. And then do they actually have the red fleshy thing in this one? I don't know if they do have it in this one. But you guys know it. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you know what I mean. But there's nothing wrong with it, especially if this may well be his first as well, old Edward Taylor. Let's see, what else has he done? Oh, he's done another one a little while ago. But yeah, you know, like when you're starting out, who cares? Just make stuff inspired by what you like. Because if there's something that you like, it means it does something right, and you want to learn how to do that. So then just be inspired by it. You know, you're not making these and selling them for $1 million and stealing people's ideas to make money. It's just a fun little YouTube video. Who cares, right? You know. Unless you're expecting the last clip to depict a clearly dead deer half buried in the leaf litter on its side, but still bleeding and moving despite that. That'd be sick. I would put in pictures of dead deer in this one. It'd be really gross, you know. A pretty good first analog horror. I'd be proud of my first. It's not bad. Definitely not bad, for sure. Now, are you thinking... You weren't thinking about... No, it's not Vitacanus. It was Gemini Home Entertainment. But maybe Vitacanus does that, I think. I'm positive it's... I'm positive it was Gemini that did the eye thing, with a person who's all like red and stringy and stuff. Maybe I'm just mixing them up. It's been ages since I watched both of them. Yeah, solid. It worked, you know. Ending was a little deflating, but funny. I liked it. Okay, so we've got one more finalist from the voting, and so we'll. I don't know if I'm supposed to like rate these or what. We'll rate them. Oh, stop. This one's short. This one's a 4-minute one. So this one is called "So Lost Was He." Someone once lost will find that which he seeks. If it may be what he desires, then it may not. Okay. This is the last one of the 4. Okay. Let's gaslight now. No gaslighting.
Travis. He cannot be far from here. He shouldn't be far.
Is that loud enough? This is kind of quiet, isn't it? Oh,
From what
that's
I
why.
heard, he came here last night. And I called him twice. I don't know where he is. So, if you see this, I'm looking for him right now.
Come on, Travis. Let's find Travis.
Travis.
Why is he filming through a submarine porthole? That's a good question, actually. So this is very, way back to the, the grandmother of analog horror. You know Blair Witch, right? Old school vibes. So it's different from very different from modern, right? Travis wears Waldo. Where is Travis?
I'm gonna get in so much trouble if I can't find my fucking brother.
It's his brother.
What?
Like, yeah, that is found footage. But these days we would wrap it all up in analog horror, really. I suppose you could call it distinct because found footage is any kind of found footage, and analog horror tends to be stuff that is specifically on like VHS and that sort of style, right? So they're not 100% the same, but they are, if there's two circles, right, they're very heavily overlapped, right? This is the biggest deal when it came out, but isn't talked about much these days. In some circles it is, and when you watch it, it still holds up so well. Blair Witch is still such a good movie, because I watched it, a little bit a while ago now, like maybe a year and a half ago now, when I did my meta horror video, and man, it was so good. Really good movie. So in universe, this guy films himself walking around with a porthole camera, then drops his camera, turning it to full screen, making him walk away, then cuts back to him filming what's ahead. It's a little... We'll keep watching. We'll keep watching. Soy Dora. What's that? For sure. Blair Witch was analog horror. It was VHS style when everyone was transitioning to DVD digital. That's a good point. It was around that transition time, wasn't it? Yeah. Because it was set... Because it came out in like 99 or something like that, or a little later. But it was set like a few years beforehand as well, which people forget because it was so similar, Have you seen Travis? I have seen Travis, actually. Okay, let's keep watching.
What would he even be doing out here anyway? At least I have my hiking boots on.
Well, that's good at least.
Getting further and further away from civilization, and it's fucking scary, to be honest.
You can get pretty lost out there, can't you? I've been out in the woods in the middle of nowhere sometimes, and it's like, if I didn't know the way to get back, you would just get lost, Well,
how the fuck am I gonna get over this?
That was weird. I was out when I was younger. We would go out to the big forestry plantations, and because the trees are all regularly spaced, and there's a lot of those places are chosen because they're so flat. It was like, if you go 50 meters that way, that's it. Just if you can't hear people yelling and carrying on, you're not finding your way back. That's it. Good luck. And it's a middle of nowhere. And I don't know, this doesn't look like a plantation because they probably pick bigger trees. So I imagine it might be worse in the wild ones, right?
Hey, bro.
Oh, I'm still more they. It's just I'm the host of Mythonics. Train tracks. What do you do?
Travis. Gotta be.
He just paused to film some sick tricks while he's looking for his brother. So I do have to point out, that's where it gets a bit. It really starts to suspend disbelief when it's like, I'm just going to put this camera down over here, go and climb up this hill, and then slide down it like multiple times to get some sick tricks in while I go look for my brother. Return to stream also means playing games and Fear and Hunger runs. I will play Fear and Hunger when the update comes out and not before, because I'm gonna play it a lot once the update comes out, so I don't want to get burnt out on it. But yes, we'll be playing games and stuff like that. I was gonna play games to start with, but then I remembered I want to do this reaction stuff first, so that's why we're going through this first. what are these camera angles like in universe? Why is the camera jumping? Exactly. So when you're doing stuff like this, you have to ask, why does this exist? And this is a problem that happens in a lot of more amateur analog horror. You always have to ask, why was this recorded? Why is this on screen? Why is this on a tape? Why? Like, why did somebody make this tape? What happened? And when I did my own analog horror, which, frankly, it wasn't that scary, right? It could have been a lot better. But you need to have a good reason why this tape is being made, right? Otherwise, it just feels a bit off. Like this Something in the Fire one, that was good. They cracked open their digijournal to record themselves doing this play thing, writing their play, and then they just kept writing in the journal because they'd sort of gotten into it by that point. Perfect, really good. Deer in Your Area, great setup. It's a little TV show, perfect. Lunch and Cleaning, I think, was just funsies. So, this one, recording yourself looking for your brother, yeah, I can buy that. But then when it's like, okay, I'm going to put this camera down and then I'm going to go and slide down this hill a few times, it's like, well, why would he do that? It's a little choreographed. Yeah, exactly. Will you play Flash games? Can you still play Flash games these days? If there was another camera in, exactly. So like once you go back to Blair Witch, right? They never had any camera angles that didn't make sense. If they had multiple shots, it's because there were literally multiple people there holding the cameras and recording stuff at the same time, right? So they made a real effort for that. So it's just something you've got to really, really pay attention to, because otherwise it just completely suspends disbelief, right? If you're like, oh, this shot exists because the person thought it looks cool and not because it makes sense, then boom, done, right? That's because analog horror is supposed to be, when it's got the big crossover with, that's part of the big crossover with found footage, is that most analog horror is some form of found footage, right? So when you go back to the start, like, fastest available route, it's because the dude just slapped his camera on the front of his car when he was going for a drive. We don't need to know exactly why, but it makes sense, right? Heaps of people have dash cams, right? So that makes sense. Mandela did break that a bit, but you could kind of buy it because each individual section in Mandela was like, okay, so this is a different tape, and then this is a different tape, this is a different tape as we're watching it, right? So it wasn't supposed to be, this is one long tape that someone has stitched together. It's like, this is a whole bunch of different tapes. And that obviously changed as it went on, but like, I'm talking about more like the first episodes, right? So, my house walkthrough. Oh, there was that really good one by the Japanese guy who did Channel 666. He did My House Walkthrough. That was so good. It was like, his name's like Piro or something like that. But yeah, so this is something to keep in mind, right? If you don't have a good answer as for why this tape exists, then you need to come up with one, right? If you're pretending that it's real, then you need to go all the way, basically. You don't have to pretend it's real. It doesn't have to be, right? But if it is, then you need to figure out why. So. Oh, cool. What the hell? He actually put himself in danger for that. That's awesome.
Shit. Oh, shit.
Hey, Catholic Phoenix.
No,
And I say hi right back.
I guess this is where he fell. This is bike. It's right here. I almost fucking died. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, why did they go red? Oh, that's the end. Look, I won't lie. I didn't like that one. It was sick that he almost died. Oh, he has other ones? Clay County. Clay County Catalog. Act 1, Volume 2. Full trailer. Maybe we should check these out sometime. Whoa. I want to check out the rest, I'll tell you that much. Don't mind if I do. We'll check them out next time. So is something in the tunnel? Was there something in the tunnel?
If I follow this.
No, I think it's just a tunnel. Look, we can see what you're going for, but it doesn't land. And I think, yeah, that's just the final. That's where it ends, right there. So I like a lot of these ideas, but it doesn't come together quite well. So I'm gonna nitpick. This doesn't make sense. Why the camera here is round for some reason. Like the camera angles when you're sliding down the hill don't make sense. Just like why would you put the camera down? Maybe if you had like a bag, like, you know, I'm just going back to like Blair Witch. Sometimes they would put their stuff down. I don't know if they ever put the cameras down. I don't recall. They probably did. But you would need a good reason for it because cameras are expensive. Why would you put it down if you're just wandering around in the spot, right? You just wouldn't. Unless you put your bag down, you put your camera down too just to take a break. So someone once lost will find that which he seeks. If it may be what he desires, then it may not. Okay. He didn't land very well. It's a good point. You say he fell off. He did. He literally fell off. No. So yeah, those shots. I would talk less as well. The dialogue wasn't particularly naturalistic either. So, for example, when you find his bike, where is it? Around here?
Shit. Oh, shit.
You probably didn't see anything here to say, oh shit, perfectly fine.
Oh, man. I guess this is where he fell.
So you don't need to say, I guess this is where he fell.
This is bike.
Like, how would you know? We don't care.
It's right here.
And then you could leave that, you know, that's his bike, it's right here, and then we would know, okay, this is where he fell, you know. Like, it's all about... Did you see the movie Birdman? Right? When he's got this script for this story he's written, and then he calls in this famous actor to come and help him, and I think it's Edward Norton, and he's like, yeah, look, this line, you say the same thing like 3 times in a row, so only say one, right? And that's the thing, when you're looking at the dialogue, trim it right down. Less is more all the time. What kind of description is that? Analog horror often has creepy descriptions, so that's fine. So like this one, this episode first aired on blah, blah, blah. That's fine, creepy description. I think it is grammatically incorrect here, but whatever. It's like, whoa, no, what are you doing? Yes, less dialogue, no shots that don't make sense. More creepy stuff throughout. So maybe you find like his shoe or something. Give us a little tease of a head, right? Or some creepy noises or something like that, you know? Just a little spooky tease ahead of time. And then what I would do here is I kind of liked how it did this.
This is where he fell. This is bike. It's right here.
Let's see.
I almost fucking died. Oh my god. Oh my god. If I follow this.
So I kind of like that. I don't know how I'd make that work a bit better. Writing 101, less word equals more good. It does. Who is it, like Oscar Wilde or someone said, if you give me more time, I'll write a shorter book, right? Spaced out, it's giving you farting around in the woods a little bit. I would probably... So just to tweak this a little bit, I would say as soon as you hit the ground, So like, this was cool. I like this. This is exciting. You did something. Most people don't do something in their videos, right? So that was good. I would make it red here. Have the music fucking blast loud. Very little dialogue. Maybe even no dialogue, right? Maybe say, in fact, I would have no dialogue here, right? And what I would say was that, you know, earlier I would say, look, he's gone riding in the woods. I'm going to go look for him. Or maybe you find like his bike helmet or something, right? And you say, oh, that's his helmet. And so we know he has a bike. Oh, so this one is titled So Lost Was He. I think I linked it before, but I'll just link it again in case you want to check it out. Oh, no, I didn't. I forgot. My mistake. And then so we know, okay, he's got a bike. And so then we see that bike, no dialogue. It's bright red. The music is fucking blasting.
This is bike.
And it's bright red. And then you look in there and then it freeze frames and the music's still blasting. That's what I would do. Oh, why is it YouTube?
Oh my god. Follow this.
Don't say follow this. We know you're going to follow it. It's a creepy tunnel and a spooky thing. Of course you're going to follow it, right? Tunnel is a missed opportunity for someone shouting help. I wouldn't even do that. I would just have the bike there. We know it's his bike. Maybe look around quickly, see there's nothing there, and then look in there, and then boom, harsh cut. That's what I would do. I would do it slightly differently like that. Oh, sorry, I had to stretch. Okay, that's my harsh criticism of it. What did I like about it? I really like that you did that slide. That was pretty cool. Actually, I really like that, actually. Sliding down the hill, that was pretty sick. And I do like the music and the red. I just think it could be better. Yeah. Hell, most of this you could probably do in editing, to be honest. Yeah, Avatar just wiggling around is so funny to me. My lighting here isn't very good, so it kind of wiggles around a little. I'm like going back and forth. I'm rocking back and forth here. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. Okay. So IRL filming, so always get extra point. Exactly. So IRL filming does make it a lot more interesting. So like in Deer in Your Area, that was cool. IRL filming, it's great. You've got a bit more skin in the game and it just feels a little better, you know? Might have felt better if he spotted the bike at the top of the hill, runs to it, looks around, then stumbles. Or how about, we're at the top, right? At the top of the hill. Where was the start of that? It's like around here? At the top of the hill, you see the bike and then slide down, right? That would be a bit more interesting, right? You know, because when you're doing these stories, there's the sort of rule that you want to tease what's happening before it happens, right? You want to explain what the person's going to do and then they do it. Well, not explain, but like tease it, right? And a lot of the storytelling tropes and in quotation marks rules, they still apply in this, right? Because we have a story here. Oh, look, we're looking for our brother. We're going around finding him. We don't find him. Then, oh, we do find him, but you know, it's part of the hero's journey, right? You know, you can. So like the actual flow of the story isn't bad. There's you know, it's a story. Something happens. Exciting things. He literally slides down. This is part of the catabasis, right? He literally slides down and is prepared to have a journey to the underworld after he finds something of his brother, right? So I think I prefer the drawn Avatar. This is Uncanny Valley effect with a 3D. That's good though. I'm a horror YouTuber. Don't you want it to be creepy? So like I like the flow of this. It flows a lot better than some of the other ones. So it's definitely not like all bad, nothing salvageable, right? I like parts of it. I just don't think it comes together very well, you know? Trevor Henderson's Bridgeworm. Trevor Henderson's got some great monster designs, hasn't he? Yes. Okay. So So these are all four. Did I actually post all of them? Yeah, I did. Yeah, so these are all four of the winners of the community vote for the Mythical Film Fest, the second one, I think. Am I supposed to rate them? I'll rate them like compared to each other. If I had to give it the best one, I like this one. This was nice and simple, wasn't it? And I won't lie, I think this person might be like 14 years old because they have a Minecraft fucking, where is it? They have a Minecraft temporary tattoo on their hand, so this person might be like 14 years old. But if they are, this is really good for like a 14-year-old. It's clever, you know. It's subtle. Well, it's not that subtle, but it's still not like blatantly slapping you in the face. Look, I hate these people. It's still telling a story. So I liked it. I really liked this one. This person do anything else? Let's see. This is the only one they've done. Can we see there? No, we can't. Okay. She ate Michelle. Well, they ate Michelle, whoever it was. So there was an extended version. Or a non-extended version. I feel like, so the problem with something like this is, right, I feel like this only works, well, I guess, well, I'm saying it only works in a short thing, but obviously if you extend it, you'd add more ideas in there, right? So that's good. Had temporary tattoos that came from bubblegums back. Oh, that's going back. Hey, Oddly, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. I like it. Short, sweet, not perfect. Like, I don't like this cleaning spam. I would probably just not have any AI voice there, voice to text there at all, so. Nice and simple. Doing an awful job at cleaning. It's hard to clean that, though. It's kind of hard. Working on something. What you working on, if you can say? We like working on things. They're affirming themselves. Oh yeah, it is. It's self-affirmation. Oh, my throat's kind of sore. I've been coming down with something, I think. Fear and Hunger painting? That's sick. We stand Fear and Hunger here. You know, you guys may not know, but I'm actually a pretty big Fear and Hunger fan. So this one, you know what? I think this one might be my favorite, I think. Something in the Fire, Calliope. Now, don't get me wrong, it had big issues, but it had big issues. Let me put some music on while we're discussing. It had big issues, but what it did right, it tried unique things, and when it tried unique things and when it did the art, it was awesome. And the moments where it was good, it was so good. So, like it did have big issues, like with the, like I said, like with the poor pacing and the piles and piles of text. But you know, when it nailed it, it really nailed it. This one's solid. I might say, so I like Something in the Fire the most. Number 1, numero uno. Lunch and Cleaning, number 2. Short, sweet, really nailed the idea. Would have liked more. Not super creative, but really, really solid. During Your Area, number 3. Because again, not very creative, but it sort of nailed this sort of style. But I just would have liked something a little spookier at the end. Like I said, you know, I think that just doing the bleating wasn't enough for a final scare, you know. I think we need something a little more. But that what is it? The circle wipe was so good. The circle wipe is so good. Yeah, and I like the little logo and whatnot. So I think it's good. I think it's good. But again, not super creative, right? And the parts that were creative, like the flashing, that what was it? We live in your thing, whatever. I like more of that. I guess that's not super creative because heaps of things do that, but I just really like it. So, Deer of Uncontrollable. And then last would be So Lost Was He, again because I think it just had a lot of issues and it would need a lot more work to get there. I think it just wasn't. And it wasn't scary at all. You know, even this one, it got me at times. You know, when he's walking around, it got me. And that's the thing that definitely gives you some points. And this one, not super creative, not super interesting editing. Didn't get me. The only thing I really liked was the sliding down there, which was cool. Admittedly, that was cool, right? You know, you put skin in the game, and that means a lot, you know. But yeah, no, but good work all round. Like, you know, there wasn't any of these I hated. And look, to be honest, I'm super critical. I try not to be, but I think that, especially for people who are... especially since most of these people haven't done anything like this before, it seems, or done very little, then I think being really critical is better for them, so they have more things to grow on and learn and change and fix up for the future, right? So, like, I think all of these, you know, even the things I dislike, so I think all of these definitely have potential. And not that big, like, even when I went through and I sort of described all the changes I want for this one, you could do that in editing, right? It's not fundamentally flawed, you know? So, all the changes are relatively minor. And I think one thing that people, this might come across as offensive, and I don't apologize in advance, but one thing that people don't realize is that you have to build up your taste as well, your sense of taste. So for this one, because all of the pieces are there, but I would have them in a different order, that's basically a taste issue there, right? And that just comes down to watching a shitload of things that have good taste. So watching a lot of, you know, like Blair Witch. Rewatch Blair Witch. If you're going to do something about Blair Witch that's similar to it, rewatch Blair Witch. Watch all the analog horror that does it really well. Go and find other horror that does great stuff well. Go and watch nature documentaries about, or just documentaries about people wandering around the woods. See what works in there. See what comes across as spooky, right? And that's what we were talking about before. Going back to the original things, right? Walking around in nature can be quite spooky. So go back and honestly do it yourself. Like this guy, this is why this helps, because the guy actually went out and did it, right? Go and spend a night camping in the woods. Watch documentaries about people in the woods just doing stuff. Watch documentaries about people lost in the woods. And build up that sense of taste, what is and isn't scary, and what does and doesn't make a good video from like a director's perspective, right? And the good news is that's something you can learn, right? You can absolutely learn that. And making these videos is also a good way to learn it, because now you can say, okay, this is what I think is the best possible video I could make. And I've made it, right? This is the best one. And now I can see, this is my mark, right? This is my exam. And now I can go back and I can grade it. I can say, I like this didn't work, this did work, and I can go and fix it. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Papa. I think Papa Oddly, I appreciate it. And you know, that's when I made my own, it, you know, I went back and I'm like, okay, well, this part worked, this part didn't work, and this and that. And you know, overall, I think the horror wasn't that great, but if I did another one, it would be a lot better, because I actually put it down on paper, or I put it down in video, as it were. So, Horror VTube, I thought you were a talking dog. No, I haven't been a talking dog for ages. When's a goofy dog VTuber coming back? Never. He's dead and buried. As Alan Moore said, you can get inspired by watching bad content too. Bad videos tell you what not to do and you're less likely to plagiarize. That's true. I think you have to be careful. I think you need to have a sense of taste already before you watch them. So I would say that watching things that you know are good and watching more of them first and then building up a sense of taste and then saying, okay, I'm going to watch this next thing that I'm pretty sure is bad and I'm going to be really critical while I watch it. But yes, you can definitely get inspired by bad, in quotation mark, things too. Learn more from mistakes and bad examples and good ones and all. Yeah, that's the good thing about being human is you learn from your mistakes. You know, freak out about campers at night getting attacked or surrounded by someone or something. Exactly, that's scary. And that's what they did in Blair Witch. They had heaps of scenes where there's like people surrounding their tent and smacking it right. That's scary, you know. There's no protection from that. And sort of one of the ways you would know that is by going out and spending time camping and just thinking like, what's the scariest possible thing that could happen right now? And one of those things is obviously, someone coming up and smacking your tent. Thank God the dog is no more. He was really stinky. But yeah, no. So look, you guys all did good. It was like, you know, even though I was so critical of this, it's great to actually go out and film something and put it on video. That's awesome. Tossing yourself down the side of a hill into a river. That's awesome. you know, these are all great. There's definitely, you guys did good. So yes. So that was the Mythical. Hang on, we'll just pull up Mythical as well, Mythical's channel. Oh no, I have it here. I don't need to do that. Mythical Films. So this was the results of the second Mythical Film Fest, hosted, of course, by Mythical Films, and I'll just post that in chat. And of course, in the YouTube video, that will be down in the description. Go and check out Mythical Films. And all the links to those videos will be down in the description as well if you'd like to check them out. And please go check them out and give them some love because these people put a lot of effort in. And it was great, you know, it's a lot of fun. And that's what, you know, that's something else as well, right? That I think is a little underrated about making analog horror is how fun it is to actually make this stuff, you know. One of the most fun videos I've ever made was the one where I made an analog horror in 7 days. That was so much fun doing that. To the point where even though the video didn't do very well, I kind of want to do it again because I enjoyed it so much. Maybe I'll do that on stream sometime. We'll make an analog horror on stream. That might be fun. But yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching. My name is Morley Duke, and I'll see you next time. Let's look at the camera. Let's look at the camera when I do it, and I'll see you next time.